Welcome to Ravenloft, land of the mists, where evil hides beneath every bed, crawls from every shallow grave, and lurks within every shadow.
I am your Game Master. Joining me tonight is the Paladin and Champion of Tamora, Horrocks van Buzen. Welcome, Horrocks.
Good evening, Dungeon Master.
Also joining us is the young Paladin and Tamora's Fate Maker, Hrodland Gluck. Welcome, Hrodland.
How are you?
I'm well. Tonight we continue the Chronicles of Horrocks van Buzen. Death Unchained, Chapter 1. Our hero's path has brought them to the land of Falkovnia in search of the infant child of one of Horrocks' oldest friends. They also seek to bring the faith of Tamora to the folk of Falkovnia and ultimately seek to end the reign of Aslan Rex, the Lich Lord of Darkon. We begin tonight's episode with our players approaching the capital city of Lakar, following a perilous journey through the land of Falkovnia. Joining Horrocks and Hrodland on this adventure are Horrocks' oldest friend and only link to the past, the former thief, Donovan Weathermay. The hunter, Laurie Foxgrove. The abjurer, Jennifer Foxgrove.
Is that my pet name for her? The abjurer?
Yeah. And the holy cleric of Tamora and mentor to both of our paladins, Father Dominic. When last we played, you would, on the outskirts of southeastern Lakar, you would come upon a meadow. This snow-covered meadow sits silent. The wind has stopped blowing. No snowflakes or flurries fall from the sky. The white blends in with the gray horizon. Only the green of the pines breaks up the stark white that surrounds all of you. It's eerily quiet here. No birds or wildlife or rustling from the wind around you. In the center of a large open meadow, probably filled with lush grasses during the summer, lies a body. Obvious from here, blood and dirt mix and mingle with the snow surrounding it. The body's alone, lying on its back. A sword is stuck in the ground just beside it, and you can see what appear to be, even from this distance, what appear to be several trails leading in generally the same direction, but away from this scene. The party's dropped to a crouch, stopped. Everyone seems to be holding their breath at this time. And that's where we're beginning. Horrocks, you're in the lead. Stanislaus is just behind you, also closely followed by Laurie. You can hear a little bit of footsteps as if there's some mixing of people at the rear, but the scene is visible to all from wherever they stand.
My horse is at the back with Jennifer. Is that true?
With Jennifer and Father Dominic.
So we're crouched. I'm gonna do a. I'm gonna look back over my shoulder and come up with a hand gesture for someone retrieving my gun. Actually, a more general hand gesture. Can I tell when I look around that everyone sees this, or is the front row blocking this like everyone else might not see what's ahead here?
No, it would appear that everyone can see what you were looking at, even from their distance. Stanislaus has dropped kind of into like a crouch, and you can see he's scanning the trees and rocks.
Well, I'll confirm that and I'll point in the direction of these 3 tracks. One to the like northeast. Well, it's all pointing. What is that? Pointing west.
Yeah, the north is top of the map.
So, I'll do this like 3-finger sign pointing ahead of me, indicating that there's 3 sets of tracks all going off to the west there, but 2 of them jutting off to either side. Try to communicate that through hand gestures and someone grab my gun hand gesture. I'll point at the horse.
Donovan immediately strides across.
Shoot the horse
quietly, and
my gun's on the horse.
Reaches up and slides the long
shoot the horse.
slides the long-barreled rifle from the leather sheath that it rests in on the side of the saddle. You can see now the only noise you hear now is Tyche. Donovan pats her on the nose with his free hand.
I'll do the shut the fucking horse up hand gesture. It's like this.
You can Father Dominic.
Dude, chain gang that gun up to Horrocks.
And Jennifer moved.
Jennifer hands it to Brother Dominic. Brother Dominic hands it to Donovan. Donovan hands it to Hrodland. Hrodland hands it to Lori. Lori hands it to Stanislaus. And Stanislaus hands it to me.
It's actually almost long enough at this point that Hrodland with his arm can outstretch, and Lori just sort of rests it, and you take it and grab it by the end of the barrel.
I like the scene though. Like the camera pans to every one of the characters.
Get a look at everyone's
It's totally
face.
the opening scene. Like grab my gun, and I'll just give the hold up a minute, and I'm gonna just use my gun and scan this thing. I'm gonna look up through these trees as best I can, see if I see anything in my peripheral vision. In between that, I'll look back at Lori like, what do you think? Give her the what do you think face.
You can see she's studying her, Stanislaus. What are you doing, Hrodland?
I'm surveying the back and just looking around to look for any signs of any movement.
Horrocks, roll a d10. All right, and Hrodland, roll a d10. The air remains deathly still. You could swear you can smell copper, the smell coming from the large amount of blood that is smattered all around the ground. Stanislaus doesn't move. You can see everybody seems to be surveying in expectation of an ambush here. Neither of you, after the longest minute of the day, see anything that would indicate that there's whoever did this or whatever did this is still present. Lori leans up close to you, Horrocks, and
I'll look up and think, no carrion, no vultures to pick the body. Or perhaps someone already did.
I will have the one thing that both of you do notice, though, is the black armor, which has been partially torn from this figure, lies strewn. The breastplate lies strewn in the mud and blood next to the body.
Oh, it could be the
little things.
Yeah, the spawn of.
Oh no!
Basilisk.
This is a human body, and you would you suspect that it's likely. It appears to be a Falkovnian soldier.
Yeah, I mean the spawn of the basilisk are the attackers.
Right.
I'm gonna thinking that. I'm gonna give him the slowly move forward thing, and I'll move out.
All right, you can move yourself where you're going to go. Are you going to have everybody move up?
And I'll keep my... Yeah, I mean... I'll add a hand, put some space in between.
All right.
I'll give him the move forward cautiously sign, and I'll move up. And I'm training my gun the whole time. Like, I'm readied.
Hrodland, you can move up as well. Put yourself where you want to be.
Well, I'm going to be in the rear, so when everybody's up.
All right.
I'm going to say a prayer to Tamora. Protect us in our travels, Tamora. Maybe I should cast like a protection spell.
What the hell is that?
Taish loaded with equipment.
What is what? Oh, cool. Nice. Taisha's got a character.
I'm right here with the...
Jennifer stays back sort of towards the rear as well with Dominic, Taish, and Hrodland watches your rear flank. Horrocks, you move up. Donovan, Lori, and Stanislaus all very stealthily move up. Lori stops when she gets to your side. Donovan just behind her. You can see Stanislaus, as any soldier would do, is kind of what you said, is sort of spread himself out a little bit and kind of walks intent, focused on this ridge, peering through the snow-covered limbs of these tall, dark pines. As Lori approaches on your right, she motions towards the body and then like gives you the "can I go over" kind of look.
Yeah, and I'll give her the yes head nod and act like I'm covering her.
She moves,
and I'll move up again.
She moves right up after waving at Donovan briefly with a hand, and he follows her closely. Stanislaus follows your lead on the opposite side and moves closer. Jennifer, Taish, and Father Dominic.
Where's my raven, dude?
Resting on your packs on the back of Taish. They move up, but you can see that they keep a little bit of a distance spread out around you. And Hrodland kind of moves.
I'll look
to
up
your
and
rear
see
flank.
See if I can see Belasco flying above.
Belasco's currently riding on Taish's back on one of the
okay.
packs that you can see.
Nice.
He responded as you were kind of being quiet. You can see that it's clear to you that this bird is smart enough to recognize that everybody's being quiet and seems to follow in sorts. Not a call or ruffle of feathers comes from the tall black raven that rests on Taisha's back. Lori kneels down next to the body. As you guys both, as everyone gets up a little closer, yes, this is a Falkovnia, not a Talon, but definitely a soldier. You can see he's bandaged already. They look like roll a diagnostics check, Horrocks.
$12.
Did you make it?
Yes.
These bandages appear to you to have been applied at least a day, maybe 2 days ago. The blood on them has already turned brown and black. They're old bandages. These aren't from fresh wounds. Looks like he was bandaged from something that happened before. And you get as you're looking at him, you can see that these are horrific wounds. You can see the leather straps, buckles. The leather's been ripped at the seams where it attached to the armor. The buckles remain intact. The breastplate lies to the side, and a huge gaping wound that probably broke at least 5 or 6 ribs starts just below his neck and runs down to the right side of his stomach. You can see his arm is broken and twisted. It looks like his left arm is out of its socket. His sword lies not far from that hand. His helmet has been knocked off, and as I said, there is blood and mud probably melted this area because of his little bit of body heat and the blood that was just splattered everywhere on the snow. Although this doesn't look to you to be that old. Maybe hours old? 3-4 hours? You can see that Lori examines these prints around the body, looks at Donovan, and you can see Donovan silently points down and then points at another spot and then points at another spot. And she shakes her head. Let's see. Yes, she shakes her head. She turns her head up. She motions at you, Horrocks. Lori, as if to come over.
Well, then I will.
You and Stanislaus got far enough to see that there are tracks that are partially, they look just snow, just impressions in the snow. And then every so often, going in these different directions, you can see that there's intermingled blood, as if each of these people that were moving away were suffering from wounds.
Oh, these tracks are other people that moved away from this scene wounded? Is that what you're indicating?
You're not a ranger, but you definitely, it looks pretty clear to you that people were moving away from this place. And it looks like in roughly 3 different directions, all towards the western edge of this meadow. Gonna take a look at what Lori's pointing at.
Yep. Yes.
By this time, you can see that Jennifer, Dominic, and Taish have stopped a little less than 10 feet behind you. Hrodland, you can put yourself wherever you would like to be. If you want to move up to see what they're talking about, because you can hear low voices now.
Well, I think they have that in hand. I'm just keeping an eye out.
You can see Stanislaus, much like you, is flanked himself. He looks about nervously, currently only protected by one of a loose-fitting suit of mail that's hidden beneath one of Father Dominic's robes. His breastplate tucked in a pack on Taish's back, along with some of his other armor. He looks nervous and uncomfortable as he surveils the area, or the silent, still wood, snow-covered wood around you. You step up closer to Donovan and Lori. Horrocks?
Yes.
All right. You end up close enough that you can have a quiet conversation. And Lori looks at Donovan again. And he points down at some of these footprints. Several of them are, it looks like most of the dirt was kicked up, the snow that was removed wasn't from this man. It looks like it was from whatever attacked him. And Donovan points at several marks in the snow, and Horrocks, you've seen in your travels something the size, you've seen bear tracks, specifically those of the unnatural variety, the lycanthropes, but larger than the tracks you've seen before. Your hand, as you can see, Donovan puts his hand in one of these prints. It seems dwarfed by the paw print that is smashing into the earth and blood that's smattered here. And it looks like there's several of them, like all in this little area here. And Lori looks up at you. It's the same one. The one that attacked Gundagul's camp.
Yeah.
She points down at the paw print where Donovan's hand is resting. It's missing a claw. And she points at its at one of its toes in the paw. And it is, when you look at it, Horrocks, it's like bigger than a supper plate. It's like a serving platter sized print. This creature is immense to leave a print and to clearly have the strength to rip the armor right off of this man's chest. But looking at him, Horrocks, now that you've gotten over the initial gore of the wounds that were caused to this man, you can see it doesn't look like he was fed upon. All his parts are accounted for. The injuries are horrific and clearly deadly, but there's no evidence that he's been eaten. Merely killed and left. Donovan looks at you. Where do we go from here?
What time of the day is it?
It's about 4 o'clock. You've got about an hour and 15 minutes of light left, and you're
In the afternoon. So this thing attacked around noon?
Yeah, sometime between, probably, given Horrocks' estimate, probably sometime noonday, maybe a little afternoon, 1. This man's been laying here. The cold kind of throws it off because the body's already cold, obviously, but he was warm enough that it melted some of the snow, and no new snow has fallen this afternoon to kind of cover the evidence of this attack. So, but whatever happened in broad daylight. Well, it's overcast. The skies are gray with clouds, as if it could snow again at any time, but it isn't currently. The skies are gray. You're roughly, given Stanislaus's last estimate, you're about 2 to 2.5 hours out from Lakar. And probably an hour and a half from his aunt and uncle's farm, should you choose to go there.
Well, let's move on. Feet are getting cold.
You hear a flop, 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 landing on your shoulder. Belasco acts, seems to mimic your actions and is looking at the ground.
I'll give him the little swirly finger and point up into the sky, indicating that he should fly up, and if there's something around here, go over and circle around it and come back. That's a normal thing he does for me.
In a moment, and one beat of his nearly 2.5 foot, 3 foot wingspan. He vaults from your shoulder and shoots up, starkly contrasted against the gray sky above you. You see his black silhouette. Flop, 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 flop. And immediately seems to be gaining height, shrinking in size, and starts to circle above.
So when she said it was like what attacked Gondogal's camp, that was the vampire girl, right?
No, the vampire girl, Tavalia, is what saved them from what attacked Gondogal's camp. In that instance, in the middle of the night, the camp, specifically your horses, while you were in Castle Zuchthaus, was set upon by at least 2 monstrous griffins.
Right.
And Stanislaus had said that, yes, these are common here in Falkovnia. This is why Vlad's men within the borders do not typically travel by horseback, as these creatures are fond of the taste of horse flesh. Apparently they are, given what you heard back at, and Gondogal confirmed it, they are one of the more dangerous natural predators that are found in Falkovnia. For some reason they seem to prefer this environ. Ironic, given their the Dark Lord's choice in insignia.
I'm gonna wait for Tysh and Jennifer. And
they're right.
Dominic.
They're right up. They're right by you. They're 10 feet behind you.
I'll indicate that they should stay less out in the open. Don't walk straight down this. I'll say, see how it came down in this clearing and got on this guy real fast. Obviously, if you stick closer to the tree line and this rock face here, it at least cuts down one clear path. One of these things can come down, swoop down, and get you. And then I'll be just watching the other flank, I guess. Still staying ahead, but...
Okay, so the marching order that was established at the end of last session was Horrocks, Stanislaus, Lori, Donovan, Dominic, Jennifer, and Hrodland. Is that still the rough marching order you would like to?
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
All right, so you can position yourself kind of in the marching order, kind of in the area. So you're trying to keep them like along the tree line, not out in any open spaces, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead. You take the and where
Which
do you?
is risky too, because if something's right on this rock ledge, then we have to deal with that. But it's less risky than what we see right here.
All right. Anything you want to add, Hrodland?
No.
All right, go ahead, Horrocks. Just kind of put yourself generally in the direction you wanted to go, and we'll throw everybody in line.
I'll still move straight down the center here.
All right.
Gun trained, just indicating that they should come along this rock face here.
Okay.
Well, not him, the horse and the...
Okay. You're just talking about...
More because of the horse. If the griffins like horse, they might be able to spot this from like a mile away or smell him. And so the closer he sticks to, or she sticks to, like the rocks, I'm just thinking it's some cover.
Yeah, so you're going to kind of proceed along and sort of... I'm going to move you up just a little bit just so I can kind of get a rough idea as to how, like, you're going to move down the center, but you'd like to have some of the other people just sort of use cover and...
Wait a minute, don't leave Jennifer alone up there, or Lori alone up there, right?
No, you're having the right... You're going to be the only one walking out in the open, Horrocks, essentially. Is that what you're saying?
It was mainly the horse I was concerned about, but yeah, that's
okay.
fine.
That's I mean, that, you know, because you can see Stanislaus kind of breaks to one side.
Yeah.
And they do spread out, sort of not clumped together. But you can see that Dominic and Jennifer sort of fall in, keeping Taish kind of to the side. And are you still going to take up the rear of the group there, Hrodland?
Yep.
All right. Are you going to use, like, move along with cover or anything, or?
With cover?
Yeah. Are you going to try? Are you walking out in the middle of the field, or are you going to walk along the tree line?
We're hugging the tree rock line.
Yeah. All right. So you're going to do the same thing. Now, these pines are thick pines, tall. They grow. The trees grow tall here in Falkovnia, much like Barovia. This is an older land here in the core, and these pines, their branches in most cases go almost all the way to the ground, like trees covered in snow. They're actually pretty, but you can see they make it especially difficult for you to see a great deal through them where they're more dense. You know, the more of them there are, they definitely create issues with your vision. And you're going to move on. Horrocks, moving forward, you can see that there's one set of footprints that seems to move in this direction, and the others seem to have broken off. But this footprints clearly just seem to sprint, and from the just walking down, you've got fairly long legs. You can see the strides that were taken, which is evident in the footfalls, are wider than your typical walking stride. And you continue on.
I'll look, keep my gun traced and look down these little paths in between these trees as I pass or as I approach them.
All right. I'm going to have both you guys roll a d10.
Six.
All right, Hrodland.
5.
Okay. You continue on down this path for long minutes, Horrocks. The woods remain incredibly still. Belasco still circles above, but is quiet, so high up you're sure you could hear, but he does not squawk an alarm. Taish lopes along behind Father Dominic, who has her reins, carrying most of the party's burden on her back. The rest of your group sort of almost in a zigzag as the trees kind of come together. This one set of footprints that led in this direction, Horrocks, you can see eventually is joined by another set of footprints. And as you approach this spot, and you're careful in examining your surroundings as you do, you can see the snow is rubbed off of a tall rock, tall enough for you to sit on, like a chair almost. The snow has been rubbed off as if somebody had leaned or sat up against it. And you can see lying on the ground on top of the snow is a length of bloodied bandage. And the footprints continue on in front of you. Now 2 sets, as if somebody from one of the individuals possibly that ran from the southern end, this individual apparently turned north again and has now met with the other individual that was ran straight out, as if they split up real quick and then a short distance later came back together. Continue on?
Yeah, keep following them.
You continue on, and a short distance after that, again about another 20 minutes now, walking along quietly and carefully, You can see a third set of tracks. These ones coming from the north come together with these, with the other two that had retreated from the massacre that you witnessed in the snow-covered meadow. And now it's clear to you, even not being a ranger, it's clear to you that their path is obvious through the trees. There is no longer an open footpath. You can see there's just space between these tall pines and some bare trees that shed their leaves in the fall, although they're sparse compared to the pines in this area. And you follow along, Horrocks, winding through these trees, no obvious path other than the one that was trudged by these three men. Are you going to follow their path, or are you going to take a different direction?
No, I think we should. I think we should follow it.
All right.
Is it taking us away from the path?
Stanislaus has been between your direction sense, Horrocks, and Stanislaus's direction. They're kind of going roughly in the direction that you guys were already heading. They've sort of now turned a little to the northwest, and you've sort of gone down and now are headed back up, probably in a straight line towards the city of Lakar. And the sun has fallen even more at this point, but you still have daylight. As you come upon another scene.
Ooh, nice. Real nice.
Horrocks. A brief opening. It's not actually a road, but at some point there may have been a path here. You've kind of walked just out of the trees in this area.
It's a great map, dude. Great couple of maps.
And as you exited the trees, you can see that there may have at one point in time been like a dirt road, probably from a wagon. And it's not what you notice first, but there is a snow-covered, shabby-looking cottage just through the trees. You can make out its one corner of its roof and what appears to be a stone chimney to the rear of it. But that's not what you notice first. As you move up, lying on his back, legs twisted at an impossible angle, you see yet another body. And just past that, and a little bit around a tree, it would appear to you that you can see the legs of someone lying face down in the snow just beyond that person. You're the first to see this, Horrocks.
I'll give a little be quiet, crouch down sign.
Everyone stops behind you. The closest to you here are currently Stanislaus and Lori.
I'm thinking about as I survey this little habitat here, and I say a prayer to myself, to Tamora. Tamora, give me sight so that we may avoid any possible pits or snares. Casting detect pairs and snares and pits.
Is that what you want to do?
Sounds like a good idea. I mean, this could be like deliberately like a trail of bodies, maybe to lure this thing, and there could be a trap around here.
Yep.
So I'll say that prayer to Tamora. Please give me sight to protect us from any possible. Here, let me. I'll look up the first level pre-spell. It is divination, verbal, somatic material, 4 rounds per level duration. So 12 rounds of area effect, 10-foot path, 40 feet long.
Okay. Tell you what I'll do. I'll throw up a.
Upon casting this spell, the caster is able to detect snares, pits, deadfalls, and similar hazards along a 10-foot wide by 40-foot long path. Such hazards include simple pits, deadfalls, snares of wilderness creatures, trapdoors, spiders, giants, sundews, antlions, etc., and primitive traps constructed of natural materials, man traps, missile trips, hunting snares. This spell is directional. The caster must face the desired direction to determine if a pit exists or a trap is laid in that. So 10-foot path. I guess I would have to pick one of these paths. And I will. I'll pick the path leading up to the, towards that cottage through the dead bodies, I guess. Like, I'll move up a little bit, and starting like 10 feet before the bodies, I'll lay down a 40-foot. Does that thing work on here?
What's that?
Oh, I don't have my character.
Oh, that measurement thing, you mean?
Yeah.
Wait, it's not being controlled by you?
No.
Oh, sorry. I had to reload your token, so that's probably why. I can fix that.
The caster experiences a feeling of danger from the direction of a detected hazard, which increases as the danger is approached. The caster learns the general nature of the danger, pit, snare, or deadfall, but it's not its exact operation, nor how to disarm it. Close examination, however, enables the caster to sense what intended actions might trigger it. The spell detects certain natural hazards, quicksands, sinkholes, unsafe walls of natural rock, deadfalls. Other hazards, such as a cavern that floods during rain, an unsafe construction, or a naturally poisonous plant, are not revealed. So other hazards, such as a cavern that floods during rain, an unsafe construction, or naturally poisonous plant, those are not revealed. The spell does not detect magical traps, save those that operate by pit, deadfall, or snaring. Nor those that are mechanically complex, nor does it detect snares or deadfalls that have been rendered safe or inactive. So if one was rendered safe, I wouldn't detect it ahead of time. The caster must have his holy symbol to complete the spell, which I do. So, I pull it out, or I put my hand in my pocket and rub it and ask Tamora for guidance and give me sight in this matter.
Okay, you're going to move yourself along?
Yeah, casting it from here. Here.
And you're going to look in this direction.
Look, 40 feet. There you go, 40 feet. Actually, I want to move up further. Oh, no, I don't want to be up there. So, yeah, from right behind the scene up to as far... Oh. The hell?
Oh, it's snapping you to grid. You can turn that off, right?
You just got to turn off the grid, but...
Yeah. I'll leave it for now. Actually, I just wanted to get an idea.
No, I have this weird thing where, you know how you right-click to operate the little measurement tool? Well, my screen, it's weird. When I do that, my screen, like, moves.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that. But 40 feet will...
And then the character moves, too. It's weird.
40
yeah, that's moving on. Yeah, that's moving on mine.
40 feet will take you almost all the way to the cottage there.
Yeah, so I will... what I'll do.
It'll take you about this far as you're looking.
I figured I would do it because I thought of it, so it sounds good.
It's cool. Yeah, it's not something you've done before either. So, what was the material component for that?
My holy symbol.
That's convenient.
Very. Very, very. Oh, I gotta get... Hold on, I'm just gonna grab a glass. It's right in the cupboard here. Gotta pour a beer.
All right, Hrodland. You can see that Horrocks has stepped up, walked along, dropping his rifle to his side, and you can tell just by the way his arm is positioned that he's reached up to his chest and is cradling or holding his holy symbol in his hands. Donovan and the rest of the group have sort of fallen back a little bit. Stanislaus stays along the trees, as does Lori and Donovan close to her. Father Dominic is leading, and Jennifer's next to him. What do you want to do? You going to stay to the rear?
Yeah. I'm slightly elevated too. Am I not?
No, this is pretty much flat, right? The especially the area that you can see. I mean, you might have might be a little bit like a foot over top of them, but you're not like. It's not sloping down or anything. If it is, it's just barely sloping down.
Okay. Well, I'm looking, I'm highly aware of my surroundings, looking about fairly regularly and for any furtive movements or anything like that.
Horrocks, from above you hear.
He didn't hear. Oh, okay. So he didn't hear anything, and I didn't think he put his headphones back on.
Is it Belasco?
Belasco, and you can see Belasco has circled around, is kind of looped around behind the house here, and is now making a straight line from there in your direction. You can see quickly coming down, and as Belasco is coming down, you hear a loud
got my gun ready.
Where does it sound like it's coming from?
right in front of you, and you can see as
In front of me?
no, right in front of the group. I'm going to show you where it's coming from right now. As this creature, clearly no longer hiding itself, climbs atop the small cabin just in front of you.
Whoa!
You see,
Griffin, dude.
it comes up onto the top of the house, and as it looks down at the group of you, you see feather-covered ears slide back down over its head, and you see its wings extend further than either side of this cabin that is now resting on. Snow falls in balls, rolling down the roof from where its front feet hit the dirt here, or hit the roof here. And you can see that this creature leans its head back, stops its snarls, and is clearly spying you with its beady eyes. Even at this distance, you can see that it is slipping on the roof, like sliding a little bit.
I want to cast another spell.
Pieces of shingles are breaking free as it's doing it, and you can see even a portion of the stone fireplace behind it that's covered in snow breaks away with this thing. So you can actually see it looks like the roof is like flexing with the weight of this mammoth creature. Horrocks, this creature's bigger than Tyche. This is a frightening creature that has gone silent, and you can see it's clearly just now watching the group of you as you're approaching.
Speak with animals spell.
Okay. Well, I'm going to run in front of it forward, and
I'm going to put my hand up so that
and tell Brother Dominic and Jennifer to get Tyche and get, underneath, under cover of the trees.
Okay. So where are you going to move to while you're doing that? You can move further, but that's up to you.
No, I already did.
Okay.
Not yet.
Father Dominic and Jennifer both press the Tyche's weight over. You can see that both Lori and Donovan don't move from their spot. Stanislaus now freezes in his position just in front of you. You can see he slides his longsword from his sheath. All right, Horrocks.
I have to move up to within 30 feet of it.
30 feet.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm. I'll shoulder my gun and put my hands out like this and say my prayer as I walk within 30 feet of it, and I'll move up, carefully stepping over.
Those are 5-foot squares, Horrocks. 30 feet. Yeah. You walk past these men, Horrocks. As you do, you look down at these bodies, and they are just as ravaged as the body that you've encountered in the meadow. One of these men, you can see his helmet is crushed on his head. It's crushing his skull inside of it. Both of them have obvious life-ending wounds, mortal wounds, and broken bones as they lie strewn in this. And you were moving up. What are you doing, Hrodland?
Do you see my distance that I just measured?
I didn't, but I can see that you're. I can see how far you are because of the grid. So
only I can see what I'm doing here.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, you're about 30 feet from it. When you stop, when you get to the point, and sadly you're standing above the body of a dead Falkovnian soldier. You just moved.
I know.
Yeah, jumped it.
It's wonky.
So
I have my spell here if you want to hear it.
I am. Just hang on one second. Let me throw.
Yeah.
You as you're moving up, you notice something else, Horrocks. In the snow, it looks like somebody crawled through the snow in front of you, right up to the front door of this little cottage. And you are looking at the creature, just glance for a moment at the ground and then look back up. You notice movement inside one of the cottage windows, Horrocks. You can see the glass has been smashed from both window frames. There's one on either side of the door at the front of this house. The glass has been broken away, but the shutters remain intact. One of the shutters is currently open or hanging open, it looks like. And as you are looking, you can see you catch a glimpse. There's somebody standing just just outside of the light. You can just see a figure, but you can tell from its height that this person is diminutive, tiny even, barely as tall as the windowsill. You can barely see shoulders. A child? All right, Horrocks. So this is what you're noticing as you're walking up. Hrodland, you position yourself where you're at. Are you going to go anywhere else? Or are you just going to stay there?
I'm watching Horrocks.
Okay. Horrocks, go ahead, read the spell.
Spell empowers a priest to comprehend and communicate with any warm or cold-blooded normal or giant animal that is not mindless. I assume it's not mindless, but I don't know. The priest is able to ask questions and receive answers of the creature, although friendliness and cooperation are by no means assured. Furthermore, terseness and evasiveness are likely in basically wary and cunning creatures. The more stupid ones will instead make inane comments. If the animal is friendly or of the same general alignment as the priest, there is a possibility that the animal will do some favor or service for the priest. Well, if he's lawful good, we'll know that probably. This possibility is determined by the DM. Note that this spell differs from the Speak with Monsters spell, for this spell allows conversation only with normal or giant non-fantastic creatures such as apes, bears, cats, dogs, elephants, and so on. I'll have my hands out as I come within 30 feet of this thing and say, Tamora, allow me to speak with this creature so that we may aid it if necessary, and pass through peacefully if possible. Amen. I took snapshots of all the screens, dude.
Horrocks, you say your prayer to Tamora, instinctually holding your holy symbol as you do.
Yes.
Your camera turned off.
I know.
Your character looks remarkably like the Dungeon Master from the cartoon. Speaking to this animal, Horrocks, you can see it cocks its head. You can see it looks down at the roof and then back at you.
Do you not see my Horrocks picture?
No.
What do you mean? It's there.
Oh, I see it.
No, it's the Dungeon Master picture.
It's the Horrocks picture for me.
Yeah, me too.
Not for me. So
that's weird.
That's not that weird.
Roll 20. That's what it does. Horrocks, this creature looks at you, curious. Its wings fold down into its back and then back out. You can see Tysh, or I should say, Belasco is still a light on your shoulder, and you can see Belasco seems panicked. And
I'll put my hand up to Belasco and reassure him that I'm being cautious.
Horrocks, the figure in the window, you can see that this griffin looks down again, sort of onto the front of this house, into the front yard area of this cottage, this dilapidated cottage, snow-covered here, hidden in this wood. And you can see now clearly a pale-faced little girl steps up close to the window. You can see she turns and looks back into the cottage and then reaches out quickly, her hand darting out, grabbing the shutter and slamming it shut. As it shuts, you can see the griffin readjusts itself and then looks back at you.
I'll motion for Hrodland to step up next to me.
You want me to leave the rest of them unattended?
Well, not against your better judgment, but I'll motion for you to come up just in case you have questions. You can help prompt me with discussion here.
I'll move you here. Is this close enough?
Yes.
All right. Horrocks, you make eye contact with its creature, its ears still pressed up against its head. You can see it leans closer. One of its paws breaks through a shingle and nearly falls through the weakened roof of this cabin. Closer.
Who's speaking? The bird?
Yeah. You're like, your eyes widen like.
No, I don't understand a thing. I'm not getting any.
You hear a wow.
Okay.
But Horrocks, you don't hear those guttural sounds that you heard a moment ago.
Nice. This is awesome.
It watches.
I'm a holy man. Doing good wherever we go to the best of our ability. And we're passing through in peace, but if I can aid you, is there a problem?
See, it shakes its wings, watching you intently as you move up. You can see it lowers itself down so that its front wings, where its claws are located in its wings. You can see it lowers itself down. Its wings kind of arch up.
Can I please ride you?
As you get there, Hrodland, what are you going to do? Are you moving or are you staying in the same spot?
I'm just staying ready to do whatever I got to do. Right. Either way, let me or behind me.
We could be great allies as well. I'll end that first before it responds.
Will I hear Horrocks?
You can hear him talking to it, yeah.
Okay. Well, if it's evident he's trying to communicate with this thing, I'm not making any.
All right. What I need you to do first, Horrocks, is roll a d10. You want to roll high.
And I definitely be using my oratory or my charisma in general. I'll re-roll it. Oh, I didn't see it.
Better.
I rolled under my thing.
Hrodland, you rolled a 4. Hrodland, roll a d10. Horrocks, you see this thing crouches down and like leans its neck out like it's getting ready to listen intently to what you're saying. It doesn't respond at this point as you're approaching it.
Does it look like it's trying to listen, or does it look like it's trying to goad him into getting close so he can bite him?
As it does, Horrocks leans forward. You catch just the slightest bit of flex. You can see its rear claws dig into the shingle, the snow-covered shingles on top of this cottage, and you're like, your eyes get wide as this creature, bummer.
Nice.
No, it's a bummer. This creature vaults from I'll give you a different look at it. Vaults from the roof, Horrocks, with a loud roar. And as it's roaring, Horrocks, you understand what this creature is saying. It screams, "Kill them. And with that,
Oh, you son of a bitch. All right, well, I'll sword up, or I'll pull up my gun, I guess.
oh, you son of a bitch. You can take that down. I am having all sorts of issues tonight with my recording. That is what you see, Horrocks, as this monstrous creature vaults from on top of this roof. And at that same instant, and I gotta roll another check here real quick. You are not surprised, Horrocks, but this creature launches itself from the roof and quickly covers the distance between the two of you. And it's obvious to you that this creature's intent is to attack you. And at that same moment, Horrocks, you hear roars and shouts come from behind you. Hrodland, you just glancing into the trees, just as you hear this thing roar so loud, you almost wince, causing you to look to your left. And as you do, hidden from sight, impossible to see until it moved, bursting from these snow-covered pines, a second creature, as if it were crouched like a cat within the covers of in the center of this little grove of pines. It blasts itself out, all its muscles launching it into the group of you. And you can also hear shouts from behind you as well. And these creatures burst forth from both sides. Everybody except for Horrocks is surprised by the two. So Horrocks, you are engaged first by this creature. Roll an initiative and tell me what you're going to do. Well, actually, before you roll, tell me what you're going to do. You have your rifle in your hands.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it more realistic to... Because I had kind of shouldered my rifle, but I guess I can pull them out.
You could either do that or draw your sword. You're not you. This thing crouching down. You're like, this thing's poised to attack me at this point, and it clearly is doing just that. So,
do I get off a shot? Let's get off a shot.
Fire at it as it's charging into you.
Both the barrels.
All right. This thing covers that distance amazingly quickly, so it's going to be, you got an initiative of a 1 since your rifle's loaded. So roll a d10.
Seven. Well, 6 plus 1. That's a good sign.
Horrocks, your reflexes, even though you're an old man, do not fail you. You manage to swing with one hand the rifle around, bringing it to bear. You don't even need to bring it up to your eye to aim. This thing fills the sky in front of you, blocks out the entire cottage. Its claws, both on its wings and at its rear, out in your direction. This thing looks like it's trying to just straight up pounce on you like a cat onto a mouse. And you get your shots off.
One at a time or both at the same time?
You can roll them one at a time, but you will get both barrels off, and you will get an additional your point blank, so you will get a plus to hit.
12 and a 19.
All right, Horrocks. Both. The 12, you got since it was point blank essentially when you were firing. The 12 just hits it, and the 19 hits it. Roll your damage one at a time as well, because in case you get an exploding die. So
D12.
These are large creatures.
Not bad. 8. Oh, 8 explodes, right?
No, it's a 12 on a D12.
I thought it was 8, 10, 12. I have 8, 10.
Oh.
8, 10, 12, I think. Is that wrong?
Is that what you have on your sheet?
Yeah.
There you go. 8, 10, 12. Boom! Roll your second for that exploding die.
Another D12?
Yep.
Nine. 17 altogether.
All right, and you get one more D12 because that was for your exploding die. Oh, another 9.
It's a biggie. It's a good one, dude. That was nice.
Boom! Echoing all around you, seems to go on forever. Both of your rounds strike this creature. One of them strikes it, you think, right in the neck, but it pounces on you at this point.
What was that? 20, 17 plus 9, 26 from the gun, dude. Right off the bat.
That's lethal. And right now, because you are, let's see, you're not using your single weapon style.
Dude, and I just dropped the gun because it's on a shoulder strap, and it just swings to my side, and as I drop it, I pull the sword out. And at least that's...
This thing is on you as you're getting ready to do that. So it is taking its attacks on you, Horrocks. Its first attack.
No. 2. Yes. Yes.
Second attack.
5 years.
And its last, most vicious attack.
Oh no!
Horrocks, you unfortunately are hit by one of its 3 attacks as it essentially charges you, throwing itself right into you. It does hit as it bites, and it doesn't puncture your armor, but you can feel your right arm as you brought it up, or your left arm as you brought it up to defend yourself while dropping your gun and drawing your sword, is wrenched horribly by this creature as its beak closes around your arm. 12 points of damage. I'm sorry, 14 points of damage from that hit, Horrocks, as it bit you. Make a saving throw versus paralyzation. This is to prevent yourself from being knocked prone by this charging creature. If you make your save, you won't lose your footing.
No.
Your save versus paralyzation is 7. You get any pluses?
Yeah, 2.
+2. Horrocks, as you're drawing your sword, this thing hits you in the arm and it tosses you into the snow like a rag doll, dropping you down. Your head smashes against the frozen earth, nearly knocking your helmet off, and causes you to roll over. You keep a hold of your sword, but you are unable to attack next round as you've been knocked prone. Hrodland, bursting forth, the pine branches shake the snow from them as this creature explodes. You're amazed that you couldn't see this huge creature. Its camouflage hiding it so well within this brush to the side. It explodes, and you are surprised by this creature. So it gets a free attack on you. And just to give you a better visual this time. Hopefully this works. There it goes. A little better. This thing explodes out of the woods, and it is attacking you.
Oh my god!
All right.
That's crazy, dude.
What about Tysh and Jennifer?
I thought I had it with the talk. I thought we were going to be friends.
All right, Hrodland. First attack. Your AC is a... You have your spear, well, you're surprised, so it's a 4. Your hit. Oh, missed by one of its claws. Hit with the first claw, missed with the second one, and hit with the bite, Hrodland. This creature strikes you. It feels like Tysh was running at a gallop and strikes you square in the chest, biting and clawing you for its bite and its claw. 7 and 8 plus 7 and 8 is 15 plus 4, 19 points of damage, Hrodland.
That's what, 61?
How many points of damage did you take, Horrocks? You can track that on your token.
Yeah, you know what? I did not. I moved on to the next thing, and I forgot to... what did you say? You said... first it was 12, and then you said 14,
Yep,
I think.
it's 14.
Hey, the right bubble, when I click on my icon, is that supposed to be our luck points?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm at full on my luck points, I think. And that's...
No, you're not. You're at 15.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You didn't get them all back from the last adventure. You got a bunch, but you didn't get them all back. You're at 15, and Hrodland is at 11.
Minus 14. Oh, we use the left one as the current. Is that what we do?
So 14. The middle one you use is the left one's your full, and the middle one is your current.
Oh, okay. Just had it backwards.
All right. Make a saving throw. Hrodland, roll a d20. This is to see if you are knocked prone by this charging creature. You want to roll high. 6. And you are, what, 8th level?
Yeah.
And you have a plus because of your luck stone. It's +1.
You luckstone wearing motherfucker.
+2. Hrodland, blasting you back into the trees. This thing has pinned you now on the ground. You can still fight, but you are unable to attack it next round as you've been knocked flat on your back. This thing's huge weight pressing you down. You struggle to bring your spear up in front of you in an attempt to avoid a second bite. You can feel blood running down your shoulder beneath your mail. It's actually gotten behind the plate and punctured your mail, and you can hear screams to the rear of your party as these creatures continue to attack. And in this case, it was Father Dominic that was attacked first.
Tell me Donovan had pulled his guns out beforehand, I hope.
Oh, Dominic getting lucky. Oh,
We're lucky.
Oh, that was the creature's attacks against him?
it vaults out of the woods, only striking him once. Unfortunately, it's with its bite.
Yeah, great scene with the biting, dude. Doing what they were meant to do. I'm glad it happened. I hope it doesn't happen again. Got to get the fucking bite scene out of the way. All right, we saw what you could do. Now let me destroy you, please, dice.
He's not knocked down, though. He isn't knocked prone. He's slammed up against Tyche. Horrocks, I'm going to have you roll a paralyzation save against Tyche for panic because of this predator. Normally, any other animal would just run, but Tyche gets a chance to stand and fight. These creatures are sort of natural enemies.
Oh, no.
All right. Well, at this point, Tyche just is turning and, in a panic, begins to run into the woods behind this creature. It's just, essentially this round, because everyone was surprised with the exception of you. This round, Tyche just rears up after Dominic's blasted into her side. He brings his quarterstaff up in front of him and looks like he's trying to push it back. All right, this round, you are not able to act, Horrocks, as this creature, as fast as a cat, sets upon you again and takes all three of its attacks. A 14. You are currently -2. Is that correct?
What are you talking about?
Your AC, I would
Your
imagine.
AC.
Mine's my. Am I?
No, you're unable to defend yourself with your sword right now. You're prone.
Oh, fuck's sakes.
So you get your straight armor. So that would be a 1, I believe, or is it a -2? I think it's -2 because it's -4 with your single weapon styles. And the last attack.
Ooh.
Oh,
Shit.
No. Even if it's -2, you're struck twice. I believe it's right now. It's -2. So because of your magical plate mail.
-2. Yeah.
So the first hit is from a claw. From that, you take 7 points of damage, Horrocks, and this thing grabs you. You can feel its beak pinch between your plate on your back and into your shoulder with its bite. And then you take, that's a cracked die, but I can't. Let's see what it says. 16 points of damage from a bite, Horrocks. Finally, kicking with your boot, you push this creature back.
23 total?
You will be able to attack it next. You will be able to take initiative next round as you have regained your footing, but you don't get to attack it this round.
Well, at least I don't have to save again to regain my footing.
No, it's not. It only gets it when it charges you, essentially. If it charges you, it has a chance to knock you prone.
All right.
The Hrodland, you are also set upon, and your AC misses you with its first attack. Oh, I'm sorry, actually a 6.
Yeah.
Your AC is a 4, right, Hrodland? Yeah, it's a 4. It actually strikes you with its first claw, misses you with its second, and strikes you with its bite. Its first claw does 5 points of damage.
It's me on a 4. Oh shit.
That time it did, yeah. And so 5 and 9, 14 points of damage total. So where does that put you at, Horrocks, as far as your damage?
59.
Where are you at, Hrodland?
47 now.
All right. You hear Dominic swings to, or actually he's going to roll an initiative, and there's a couple other people that are going to do some stuff this round now that surprise is over. All right. I'm going to roll group initiative for the rest of your party. Hrodland rushing up To your side, you see Stanislaus. Lori has stopped, but you can see she draws a bead on your beast with her pistol and is going to be firing on it this round. Donovan has turned his attention to both Jennifer and Father Dominic. This round, they will all get their opportunities to attack. So Stanislaus rushes up and just, as this thing is mauling you, he takes his 2 attacks.
Shit.
And he does strike it once with his sword. And Lori fires upon yours with her pistol. Boom! Another shot. Clearly she's panicked as you being so close to it. She didn't want to risk hitting you, and she misses the creature. Donovan and Brother Dominic and Jennifer. So Donovan is going to fire twice with each pistol. Strikes with the first pistol, and I think he strikes with the second one as well. He does. 2 hits for Donovan as he fires into this creature. The first, and
Nice.
this is a large creature. Make sure that doesn't, I don't think it changes for him. It doesn't. So the first, D8. Boom, boom. He does strike it twice, but he doesn't do a massive amount of damage, so it did more than Stanislaus did. Dominic is also going to swing his staff at it. And he hits as well, I believe. +2. 13. No, he just misses. He misses, and you can see that Jennifer raises a hand towards this creature. An instant later, you can see puffs of smoke as tiny bits of blue flame erupt all across this creature's side and wing. Like little crackles and pops of energy as she strikes it with her magic missile spell. For a total of...
I like that.
17 points of damage. You can see this creature immediately, and it's probably its predatory sense, vaults past, taking all of these hits, and appears to be rushing after Tyche through this brush.
Fuck.
Horrocks.
Fight.
Roll an initiative. Let's make short work of this thing.
Shit.
What's your longsword? 11.
Altogether.
9.
Shit.
This creature is +6, so takes its 3 attacks on you, Hrodland. It presses. This thing is just
I like the Falcons.
ferocious. I'm sorry, Horrocks.
Hrodland will take these hits. Hrodland throws himself. Oh, nice.
Misses again.
Nice. Come on, no.
And Euryce's -2.
Well,
It's
no. Now it's -4.
Oh, -4. Right. So it needs a 14 to hit you. It missed you.
Yeah.
You finally getting your feet under you, Horrocks. You have now sort of the combat has sort of drifted a little bit in this direction. The thing is now sort of facing you in this facing. You get your attacks. How many attacks do you take first round? You get 2 attacks?
2
At
attacks.
least.
2 attacks.
I don't get 3 every.
No,
Two.
next round, next level.
Right. Okay. So here it goes.
+5 to hit.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Natural 1. Roll a d12.
Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to mention. I want you to change that fucking the system. New system. New.
Roll a d12.
No, I don't want to do it. I meant to tell you to stop doing this. No, I know it's going to go bad for me too. I had a premonition. This is bad.
Come on, roll it.
I was
Don't make
going
me
to lobby to do away with this. Crap.
We can talk about it later, maybe.
Oh, fucker.
I like it.
Oh, 3. Okay, I think 3 is better than those.
Roll dex check. If you make your dex check, you're fine.
Dex check is there.
You made it.
Yeah, right on it, dude.
Roll your second attack. You still want to? You still want to do away with it? No. Go ahead. Roll your to hit. Yeah.
Actually, I was thinking of changing it, not doing away with it.
Maybe. I kind of like the adding a little bit. I think that's gonna hit though. That does hit.
16.
Large creature.
Oh yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about. D12. Let's do it. Nice.
That's a good
Plus,
hit.
10. 21.
Wow.
Wait, 9? Plus 9? Wait.
Plus 9, I believe.
9, yeah. So 20, dude. That's a nice chunk of change.
Points
Right?
of damage.
On
Horrocks,
top of the 27 I did.
this thing seemed fearless, and you nearly fell over, slipping in the snow at that point. You nearly tripped and fell again, leaving yourself open, but it almost served as a feint as this creature sort of lurched in that direction.
Yes,
you were able to
did
bring your
serve as a
sword up
feint. Good
and
point.
slash your sword across its flank, opening a nice size wound and causing it to actually rear back from you.
Wait, am I
for the
still
first
within my?
time.
I think I'm still within my talking. There's like 6 rounds or something. I'll say, we could be great allies. Continue to try to talk to this now that I'm standing my ground with this thing.
You can hear it instead of the crazed roar that everybody else is hearing at this point. What is it? Oh, okay.
I want to ride a griffin.
You see this thing. You hear more of a howl of pain from this thing as it limps back once or twice, and you can see it sizes you up as you're speaking at it again.
Stop the fighting.
Roll. Actually, next round we'll do it. All right, Hrodland. This round, you and Stanislaus are able to attack this creature. So go ahead, roll your initiative.
Mission a 10, an 8.
Yep,
What?
D10.
It's been so long, I forget. Oh,
It's good. What's that give you?
+6, 8.
That's a good roll. That's a good roll. That's Stanislaus. And you attack first. The creature attacks last. Go
I'm
ahead,
taking a
Hrodland.
battle strike, obviously.
Gonna do the battle strike?
I have to. I'm getting my ass kicked.
Alright, so blast it. Gonna say anything cool when you do it?
Fucking griffin.
You get an
You get a -2 to hit for that.
you get another
for crying out loud.
that is you gonna reroll?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
That's a miss.
Yeah. 10 after. Yeah. Absolutely.
Come on. There it is. That'll hit. Your battle strike. You drive your spear. How are you going to do it?
I'm going to drive for its neck.
Yeah, right into its chest. You drive your spear in, and it bites deep, Hrodland. You twist it. Roll your second hit. You do get 2 attacks. That hits as well. So roll your straight damage for the first one. And this is a large creature. I think your spear... How much does your spear do against large creatures? It's a D8. It's already a D8 plus 1. So roll... It's an extra...
No, it's D8 plus 8.
Yeah, you'll add whatever your normal attack is. You add an additional plus to it.
Additional plus what?
When you roll to hit, you get your plus 8. You're adding another plus 1 because it's a large creature, so you're actually plus 9.
Oh, D8 plus 9?
Yep. So roll your first one. Oh, wow. So what's that? 16.
16.
And then roll 2d6. This is for your battle strike. So 16. And then it still has to make a saving throw, too. So additional 5. And then roll another d8 plus 9. And 13. Damn. Couple of good hits there, Hrodland. And now the creature rolls a save. It needs to roll... Over an 8. Oh. It makes its saving throw. Hrodland just makes its saving throw. But you have definitely wounded it, and Stanislaus attacks it twice. And he... Where's that go? 14. That misses. He hits it with the second one, though. He does an additional couple points of damage. Not much, but a couple. Every bit counts. And the creature, 1 and 2, it attacks you. 3 and 4, it attacks him. That looks like a 3.
It is.
It's attacking you.
No. You said 1, 2, it attacks me.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I misspoke.
Richie's too sharp for you, Steve.
Strikes with a claw and a bite. Hits Stanislaus.
What?
It's his first hits. And then the bad one. Oh, not too bad.
It's horrific.
It's bad, but not. It could have been a lot worse. Right, and at this point, you can see that Lori has reloaded and fires again. This time, taking more careful aim and moving even closer, and she strikes it. Boom! Does another 5 points of damage. So between the group of you guys, whittled this thing down, and you can see now, Hrodland, this thing seems to be aware now. At first it was just sheer ferocity attacking the group of you. Now it is not attacking as fast. All right, Horrocks, what I need you to do is roll an initiative. This is going to determine what Jennifer, Donovan, and Father Dominic can do as this thing charges after Tyche. That's a good roll.
Not bad for...
Way better than it. Tyche charges into the wood, and being a little bit more able and probably out of sheer panic, You can hear the packs, some of them falling and hitting the ground, ripped off by low branches, as Tyche rushes forward and gives herself enough distance for Donovan and Lori to attack this beast this round. Donovan fires twice again. One hit and one miss.
So cool being in the Falkovnia countryside, dude.
And Jennifer, you can see Donovan fires twice, and then in an instant, he ducks back. You guys don't see this, but it's happening on camera. He drops back as Jennifer brings her hands in front of her, and as she does, a massive, almost geyser of what appears to be snow and ice sprays, breaking tree limbs out of her hands. You can see tree limbs, icicles form sideways on these tree limbs, going in a distance away from her, breaking many of them as it strikes them, almost like it's a solid thing that has force. And this thing widens as it comes up on the rear of this creature. And it needs to make a saving throw versus spells. And I think that is not going to do it. She blasts this creature with a cone of cold.
Nice.
And Tyche was able to put enough distance that she was able. That was what was determining whether or not she could cast this spell at this time. All right, I've never rolled this many D4 before. So we'll do 5.
Well, it's a griffin, a pack of wild griffin. Huh?
How much is that? So 14, and then another 4. That's 9. So 14 and 8 is 20.
22.
22 plus 9 is 31 points of damage to this creature. 31.
Throws its ass off.
It blasts this creature and it covers it, ices it over, and blasts it into a pine tree off the map to the right. So you guys will have to wait to see what happens with that. Horrocks, you're talking to this creature. It turns, and you can see it turns its head once. It's not listening, and you can see it is stopped listening. It immediately lunges at you once more. Horrocks, roll an initiative.
No. Six total.
You're gonna win because he can't beat a 6.
Oh man, nice. Plus 6.
Roll your attacks.
Taking a trained stance.
Wow.
I lift my sword over my head. Narrowing my frontage on it. And attack surprisingly from over my head.
Ooh, natural 20.
Oh,
Jeez. And he falls back.
Roll D12.
you believe this shit? This is like meant to be.
I hope not.
Oh, I chop my own head off. That's like, I think that's 10. I think 10 is like you actually sever your own head.
No, your first blow is, since there's nothing else around you, it doesn't. You swing. You're thankful that nobody's standing next to you, Horrocks, or you might have likely hit them. As this thing blasts into you with its shoulder, it hasn't attacked you yet. You do get your second attack. Come on, natural 20, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, 100% improvement.
Doubled it.
Double.
You swing twice. This thing does.
Not my combat. It's all you, Hrodland. Save us. Oh, shit. It was almost a 4.
You're now -4. The first strikes. The second one misses. All right, Horrocks. You take. Oh. That's.
So much.
So that is 9 and 11, 20 points of damage, Horrocks. This thing is angry as it falls atop you and bites the shit out of you.
39 hit points.
All right, Hrodland.
I'm definitely showing it now.
Roll an initiative.
Bleeding.
Yeah, that's rough.
Limping.
So a 10, Stanislaus rolls a 9, and the creature rolls a 16. Oh. So you, Stanislaus attacks first. He misses.
Not with the 17, he doesn't.
Yeah, the second one hits. I don't know why it came up as a 5, but it's shown in the chat that the second one was a 17. So he strikes it with one of his 2 blows. Finally doing some damage, some decent damage to it. And yours is pretty banged up already. Both yours and Horrocks and Horrocks's are both. Roll your to hits, Hrodland.
I can't see it.
That's a 7 plus what? Plus 5 is a 12. And your Thaco is a 13. That just misses by 1 point.
Oh, fuck it. I'll use the luck point then.
Use a luck point? Alright. That hits. Roll another d20. So you gotta roll an 8.
What? I need to roll an 8.
Yeah, on a d20 to hit it, you gotta roll at least an 8.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow. All right, so the first one. We'll do. That's a good hit, dude. So roll the first one. So it's a D8 plus 9.
9.
So
10.
10. This one could be good for you. Roll D12. Roll high.
A D12?
Yep, critical hit.
A what?
It's a critical hit.
That was the okay.
All right. Bleeding wound plus D6 every round. So roll your regular damage and add another D6. So roll a D8, add 9. So it's at 13. Ooh, dude. Roll D6.
Ah!
Oh. Dude, you see this thing is clearly regretting its decision to remain in combat with you. Oh,
well, Lori's got
yep, she still got a shot.
Gunshot, right? Ow!
She misses. You can hear the sounds, Horrocks, of hoof falls. They're moving away, but you can hear the tree limbs breaking. At this point, the third griffin is shaking ice off of its wings, kind of gimps out of the bushes as Donovan and Jennifer and Father Dominic have all stepped into the wood just a bit. Donovan draws down both. This thing goes to take to the air. Donovan and Jennifer both are going to get their attacks this round. Boom. Boom. Donovan hits it twice. Boom, boom, for 8 points of damage. And Lori fires off her only remaining magic missile spell. 5d4 plus 5. She can kill it. 14 and 5. 14. So 12 and 5. Her magic missiles blast through. Well, actually, she raises her hands, and again, as this thing's wings spread out, breaking through tree limbs, trying to clear the trees, clearly retreating. Its back, up its back, it crashes into the top of a pine and falls dead.
Nice.
And Tyche escaped being dinner. Horrocks, you are facing off against this creature is, you think, the largest of the three. And you can tell from it clearly answered you. It isn't now, but you can see that this thing is just feral. It looks angry. And it looks like it is fully intent on killing you. Are you going to, you said you were talking to it. What are you going to say to it? It doesn't appear to be responding to friendly banter at this point. And you can hear your companions being ravaged behind you by the other creatures. It's pretty obvious that this bird or this creature is malevolent, maybe even evil. As
2 rounds per level. I'm 3rd level priest, so 6 rounds.
Okay, you're good. You still got a round left.
The same thing. I'll say, stop the fighting. We could be allies. I need your strength.
You can see it crouches again, and it looks like it's considering coming forward. You can feel the blood running down your face underneath your helmet, dripping onto your breastplate. You can see it smells weakness, Horrocks. It's hurt you. This thing's... So, like I said, the words of peace don't seem to be ringing at all in this creature's ears. You would think now, after this, like, this thing is just vengeful. Like, it is angry, and it doesn't... You're not even sure it's killing you for anything other than... Or attempting to kill you for anything other than joy.
Is it worth rolling a charisma check just to see if something miraculously piques his interest?
Well, you could. That's going to depend. I'll give you one opportunity to say one thing and roll a charisma check. What are you going to say, though? Go ahead.
I am a friend to all beasts.
Roll your check.
Oh, that's good. I forgot.
That's actually the best roll you've had all night.
Oh, God.
You die here.
At least I got to talk to a griffin. That's pretty cool.
This creature's only interested in killing. They don't. These creatures, as you've seen already, Horrocks, they're killing for sport, not for food.
Oh, 12 altogether. Uh-oh. 10. He beat me. Shit balls.
-4. That will miss.
Yeah.
Natural one.
Bites his own foot off. Ah. Just a nibble.
You want it to roll high. Misses you all 3 times, Horrocks.
Wow. All right, so I get to attack, right?
Yep.
20, not natural.
That'll
Wait,
hit.
20 or 19? Hold on.
You're +5.
+6 or +5? +5. So 19.
That'll hit. Come on, Horrocks. Finish this thing.
And a natural 20. Boom.
Boom. All right, Horrocks.
Trying that same stance I tried last time, where I hold my sword behind me but over my head, pointed towards the creature, narrowing myself like in a fencing stance, narrowing my frontage to him. And I come in over the top like a sword master.
All right, roll your first hit.
12. A 10 plus 9 is 19.
Oh man, that's brutal.
Brutal,
Now
brutal.
roll a d12. Or not? Roll a d12 first.
Oh wait. Oh, I was. Yeah.
Oh. All right, roll your damage, Horrocks.
That's another 20.
No, that was for your natural 20. That 11 was for. Now you're gonna roll your damage.
What?
Roll your damage. Now.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see. All right, that table I wanted to get rid of. 11 on the table, dude. What's 11 on the table?
We're about to find out.
That's so fucked up. I actually got rid of the. You gave me the list a long time ago. I fucking got rid of it. Actually, it might be. Come here.
God, you're gonna see. Just roll your damage, dude.
I want to see the chart. Oh man, no, everything's.
Come on, let it play out in the game.
Sorry. All right, wait. Damage now?
Yep. Roll your damage.
Womp womp.
How much?
10.
10 points of damage. Horrocks, your second swipe, this creature makes the mistake of lunging in too far, leaving its head and neck exposed. And in a flash, your sword strikes the back of this creature's neck, and blood fountains out of its now headless body, spraying the snow all around it and beheading this beast. Dead. Horrocks, our beautiful decapitation. Horrocks finally got the killing blow you were looking for. You rolled.
That's something you just don't hear enough anymore.
You rolled.
Turn and look at the house.
All right, hang on just one second. You rolled. It says head severed if damage is more than half of remaining hit points. So you killed it with one shot, Horrocks.
Nice.
Hrodland. This creature looks like it wants to flee, but you can see it's gimping around on what is clearly a broken wing. Given no choice but to stand and fight, it is going to attack. Roll an initiative. D10. It's pretty badly wounded. It can't even fly at this point.
Shouldn't have fucked with me.
What's that?
12.
12. Stanislaus rolls a 7.
Nice.
A 6, actually. A 6. And the creature rolls a 15. So Stanislaus attacks first. That is a hit, I believe. Oh, there it is. Yep, that's a hit. He needs a 14 to hit. Actually, he needs a 12 to hit. And a natural 20. Finally getting it done.
Wow. Started with Hrodland, then me, and now... Wait, who just rolled the 20?
Stanislaus.
Stanislaus.
Nice.
Hrodland, you can see this thing turns to face you, and when it does, it leaves its flank exposed. Stanislaus lunges in with his longsword, driving it between the creature's ribs, and in a second flash, drags it out using both hands, and essentially dumps this creature's innards onto the snow in front of it. And
nice.
All at once... the woods go deadly quiet. The only sounds are those of your companions. You can hear now. You realize, Horrocks, Belasco had taken flight from your shoulder at some point early in the combat, and you can hear in the distance, like way to the south from where you're at on this map. You can no longer hear Taish's footfalls. Roll a d20 for Taish. You will get a plus to this, by the way. Yeah. It would appear that Belasco had flown off in search of his best friend. And that leaves the group of you standing about in this area.
Well, I was immediately turning to the house.
You turn to the house. You can see the shutter that was once open that was closed by what appeared to be a child inside the house remains closed.
Move to the house.
And the house is quiet. And with that, we'll pick up there next session. It is it's about that time. So
Nice.
Thank you for joining me on Chapter 1. Death Unchained.
Great fun, my man.
I'm hoping you guys had a good time. That was an exciting combat. So we will. Looks like you guys.
Hell of a comeback.
Yeah, it started off pretty rocky, but it certainly ended when you're ended with everybody being alive. So we will explore the cabin at our next session. So thank you for joining me, and I look forward to visiting the lands of Ravenloft with you two next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.